Welcome to the course. It is part 2 in this Python series. So let's have a look at agenda. In the agenda, we'll begin with the concept what is variable, and then we'll see that how to create variables. After that, I'll give you some rules how to create and name the variables. After that, I will give you some rules so that you can easily name the variables, and then with the help of variables, we'll see that packing and unpacking the variables, and we'll see some important functions in Python. Those are print function, id function, type function, len function, and input function. And in the end of the lecture, I'll give you some important interview questions that can be helpful in your interview. Generally, the question begins with the line, what is variable? In the Python, the variables are the containers which store the value. And Python is not a statical type because we do not need to declare the variable type before using it. When we pass a value to the variable, it will automatically check the type of the data what were passed. And a variable is a name given to the memory allocation. So when we pass a value to the variable, it will automatically assign a memory allocation with the name of the variable what we have given. So let's have a look at syntax. So here we have to give the name of the variable which you want to give, and then here the data to store. Those are the values which you want to give to the variable. Let's see some of the examples of variables. So here, these all are the variables. I've given the names, and these all are the values. So let's see one by one in depth. Number one, name. It is a variable, and I have given a name to the variable, and this is the value. It is a string value. So you don't need to declare the data type of the variable before passing it to the name of the variable, because when you pass a value to the variable, it will automatically store the data type of the variable name in the memory allocation. Number two, we have num. It is the name of the variable, and here I pass it the integer values. And then number three, sequence. It is the name of the variable, and here I pass out the sequence of data, integer data, string data, and integer data. So it is a list concept. It is not required for now. I will teach you in the future lectures. Now let's see how to create the variable. First, you have to pass a name to the variable. Student count. Let's take a value 1000. It is known as integer data, int or whole numbers. Yeah, it is a comment. So after the hash, the rest of the thing is considered as a comment. It won't execute. It is just for our understanding purpose. Now let's print the variable. Print student count. Press on the run button. So it is the output. And then let's see the ratings. I want to give a variable name which is known as rating, and then the ratings are 4.9. It is a float data. It is a float data because we have a decimal point, so it is considered as a float. Let's print it. Print rating. Now let's create another variable with another data. Is it good or bad? Yes, it is good. It is the string value. So you have to pass the text data in the inverted quotes. It will create an string data. Now let's print it. Print. Is it good or bad? Yes. Now let's create another variable with another data. Is published. True. True for yes and false for no. Is it published? Yes, it is published. And then print it. Print is published. Yes, it is published. That's why it is coming true. This is all about the concept of creating variables. Now let's see naming the variables. So while naming the variables, you have to follow these 4 rules. So let's see one by one in depth. Rule number 1, hash rule 1. So in the rule 1, a variable name must start with a letter or the underscore. So let's start a variable name with a letter. Name equal to 5. Let's print it. Print name. It will give the value 5. And then we can start a variable name with the underscore also. Underscore name equal to techCodio. Let's print it. Print name. So it is the rule number 1. A variable name must start with the letter or the underscore. And then let's see rule number 2. Rule 2. What is the rule 2? A variable name can't start with the number. So what if I start a variable name with the number 9 and name equal to Balu. Let's print it. 9 name. It can't execute. Let's see why it is not executing. So it gives a syntax error. So it is a rule number 2 that a variable name can't start with a number, right? So that's why it is giving the syntax error. It can't start with a number. And then let's see rule number 3. What is rule number 3? A variable name can contain only alphanumeric characters and underscore. A variable name can contain A to Z value and 0 to 9 value as well as underscore. Rule number 3. What is rule number 3? Name underscore 1. Yes. Let's print it. Yeah. So what is the rule number 3? A variable name can start with only A to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore. So in this variable name we have characters, underscore and the number also. And now let's see the rule number 4, which is the final rule. Rule 4. A variable name can't be any of Python keywords. So generally Python has some keywords like if, else, for loop, while loop. So if you want to create a variable name, so the variable name can't be a Python keyword. So what if my variable name is a Python keyword? If equal to some character like Python. Let's print it. If it won't execute because this name is available in the Python keyword, so it won't execute. So except this Python keywords, you can name any variable name with this rule number 3. It is between the A to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore. So what if I can start a variable name with plus symbol? It will execute or not? Let's see. Some value. Let's print it. Yes. It can't execute. Why it is not executing means a variable name must start with the letter or the underscore. So what I started a variable name? I started a variable name with the place. So it can't execute. Now we have the concept packing. Packing means assigning more than one value to a variable. So let's create a variable with different values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's print it. Print var. What is packing? Assigning more than one value to a variable. So it is a variable and I have assigned 5 values to my variable. So it is known as packing. And let's see another example like names. Names equal to C, C++, and then Python. So for these names, I have given 3 values. Print names. So it is a concept behind packing. Generally, unpacking contains 2 definitions. So let's start with the definition number 2, assigning more than one variable. So at a time, I can assign 2 variables, a comma b, and then I can give the 2 values also, 1 comma 2. So let's print it. Print a. So for the a, value 1 is assigned, and for the b, value 2 is assigned. Now let's print B. It is the one concept of unpacking. Now let's see this first definition. If you have a collection of values in a list or a tuple, Python allows you to extract the values into a variable. It is called unpacking. So let's create some variable names a comma b comma c comma d equal to, let's pass a list. So let's pass a list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So for the a we can have the value 1, right? And for the b we can print the value 2, and for the c it has the value 3, and for the d it's 4. So it is a concept assigning more than one variable at a time. It is known as unpacking. Now let's see the print function. Generally it is called as output function. When we pass a value to the print, it will convert into the string before showing it to the screen. So let's see. Print hello world. Right. Here you can see that the message can be a string or any other object. The object will be converted into a string before written to the screen. So I have passed here a value hello world. It will convert into a string and it will show onto the screen. Now let's try printing variable a. Yeah, it is giving 3. A variable var equal to 4. Let's print it. Var. So the var contains the data 4. It will convert it to the string before coming out to the screen. It is known as the print function. Generally we call it as output function. And then we have the number 2, which is known as the type function. It is used to know the type of the data. Now let's create some variables with different data. A equal to 4, b equal to 4.8, c equal to string data, yes, and d equal to boolean. So now let's check the type of the data. Type A. It will give the int because it is an integer. So that's why it is giving int. Now let's check the type for the B. Type B. Yeah, it is a float data type because it is in decimal. For the C, it gives string. str means string. And for the D, it will give the boolean. Boolean means the value must contain true or false. That's it. Number 3, we have id function, which returns a unique id for the specified object. So here I took the variable a with the equal to value 4. So this data is stored into the Python memory allocation with the memory address, particular memory address. So if I type id and if I pass a variable here, yeah, it is the memory address for this variable. So in the Python, every object creates its own memory address in the memory allocation. So let's take another variable b equal to 6 and let's see the id address. Let's see the address for the variable b. So here you can see that it's a different address. So generally in the Python, if you store a variable or any function or any object, and so Python will allocate a different memory address to the variable, object or any function. Number 4, we have length function. Length function is used to find the length of a set, tuple, dictionary, strings and list. So let's take a string value var equal to string name Python. So let's check the length of this variable. Length equal to var. So here you can see the length is 6. 6 means the count of a characters. Here you can see that Python, it has 6 characters. So that's why it is giving 6 as a length. So let's talk about tuple, list, set, dictionary. Not recommended for right now. Only you just have to remember that length function is used to calculate the length of a string, tuple, set, dictionary, etc. Right? Just remember. Let's take another example. var1 equal to programming. Now let's check the length of var1. So you can see that it has 12 characters. in this programming. Yeah. Now we have input function. Python input function is a function used to take the user input. Right? By default, it returns the user input in a form of string. So let's create a variable var equal to input. Right? So it is the input. If you want to enter int value, you can enter float value, string value, whatever you want. Just enter the value. So now I'm going to enter the int value 22. Now this 22 value is stored into this variable var. Now let's print the var. Print var. It gives 22. Now let's check the type of this variable. Type var. Yeah, it is giving string. So I passed int value, but it is giving the string value. Why it is means by default it returns the user input in a form of string. Now let's take another example. var1 equal to input. You can pass a message into the. Now you can pass a message into this input function also. I'm going to give a message. Enter your name. Yeah. Enter your name. What is your name? You want to enter? Just enter. My name is Bharat. I'm entering as a Bharat. Now this value will be stored into this variable var equal to 1. var1. Now let's check the. Now let's print the var1. Print var1. It is printing Bharat. Now let's check the type of this variable var1. It is giving string. So that's all about input function. Yeah. Now we have two interview questions. Which of the following statement are correct? Yeah guys, take a pause here, read the question and try to solve the answer. Now guys, take a pause here, read the question and now try to choose a valid answer. Now let's check the answer. Which of the following are correct? Variable name can start with a digit. Variable name should not start with a digit. Variable name should start with a digit or underscore. Which is correct? C. Option C is correct. Option C is correct. Why it is correct means, so in the rules, you can see that it is a rule number 1. The variable name must start with the letter or the underscore, right? And then we have question number 2. What will be the output of the code? Let's see that. X equal to 10, y equal to 20. Variable x comma y equal to y comma x. Now let's print it now let's check. So guys, take a pause here and think. Now guys, take a pause here and try to solve this question. So let's solve this question. Yeah, here variable x I pass the value 10 and then y equal to 20. So here it is a packing concept, x comma y equal to y comma x. So what I did here means, so in the place of x I have given the value y. The y means 20. So in the place of y I have given the value x. X means 10. Now let's print x and y. Print x comma y. Yeah. So let's execute first. Yeah, now it is giving 20. So in the place of x I have given y. So that's why it's printing 20. And in the place of y I have given x. X value 10. It is giving 10. So it is the output. So now we have question number 3. Which symbol is used to begin the variable name? Guys, I've said you already. Underscore symbol is used to begin a variable name. Underscore symbol is used to begin the variable name. I hope you all like the video. Kindly share this video to your friends, family members, colleagues and neighbors, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.